If only Amara knew what was waiting for her by that river. She would never have stopped to help. She would have dropped her firewood and run. But sometimes, my dear listener, it is not wickedness that opens the door to the spirit world. It is kindness. And once the river remembers your kindness, it will never forget you. In the heart of a small village called Umwede, there flowed a river the people did not joke with. They called it Ogwunta, the river that remembers. It remembered the tears of widows. It remembered the laughter of children. It remembered every secret sacrifice made at its bank and every name that had ever been whispered over its surface. Some said Ogwunta was gentle. Some said it was cruel. But everyone agreed on one thing. The river was alive, and the river was listening. In this same village lived a young girl named Amara. She was 16, with bright, curious eyes and a heart that was too soft for this world. While other girls spent their evenings gossiping beside cooking fires, Amara would sit quietly under the udala tree, grinding leaves, mixing herbs, and listening to her grandmother's old stories. Her dream was simple. She wanted to be a healer, to help people, to cure sickness, to understand the secrets of leaves and roots. Her mother, Neka, used to smile and say, "Your heart is too good, Amara. Just remember, goodness must also be wise, especially in a village where rivers have memories." Amara would laugh softly. She had heard all the warnings. Don't go to the river alone. Don't answer when spirits call your name. Don't help strangers who appear from nowhere. But in her mind, those were stories for children, tales to keep little ones from wandering. She did not know that one evening, those warnings would stop being stories and become her reality. It began on a quiet evening. The sun was sinking low, painting the sky in soft orange and pink. The air was heavy and still, the kind of silence that makes goats restless and birds uneasy. Amara had gone into the bush to gather firewood. On the way back, she passed the narrow path that led to Ogwunta. She knew she wasn't supposed to follow it. Her mother had warned her, "Do not go near that river alone. If you must go, go with elders. The river has eyes. The river has ears." But that evening, the path looked harmless. The trees swayed gently. The water ahead shimmered softly like a mirror. Amara stood there for a moment, holding her bundle of firewood. "I'll just go close. Not too close. Just to breathe and clear my head." Her feet moved before her fear could stop them. Step by step, she walked toward the river. The closer she came, the stranger the air felt. Cooler, quieter, as if even the crickets were holding their breath. Then she heard it, a sound that did not belong to birds or wind. A voice, weak, broken, barely louder than a whisper. "Help, please, help me." Amara froze. She turned her head slowly. At first, she saw nothing, just the smooth surface of the river, the bending trees, and the rocks at the edge. Then she saw her, a woman, lying half inside the water, half on the bank. Her dress clung to her body like wet silk. Her hair spread across the water like black seaweed. Her skin seemed to catch the last light of the sun, glowing in a way that did not look normal. She looked weak, like someone who had been drowning for a long time. The firewood slid from Amara's hands. She rushed forward. Ma, can you hear me? Are you all right?" The woman's eyes opened slowly. They were beautiful, too beautiful. A pale colour that did not belong in Umwede, a colour like the sky just before dawn. She smiled faintly. "You came. Help me, please." Amara's heart squeezed. All the warnings in the world vanished from her mind in that moment. She knelt beside the woman, grabbed her cold, cold hands. They were not just cold from water. They were cold in a way that felt wrong. But Amara pushed the feeling away. "Don't worry, I'll pull you out." She dug her heels into the mud and pulled with all her strength. As soon as the woman's body completely left the water, something changed. The river moved. Not the normal kind of movement. not gentle ripples from wind. It shuddered, like something under it had just woken up. The surface rolled, the water darkening for a moment, then went completely still. The trees shook, though there was no wind, and then fell silent. Amara's heartbeat grew loud in her ears. "It's all right now. You're safe." The woman sat up slowly. Far too slowly. Like someone remembering how to use a body. She studied Amara's face with an intensity that made the girl shiver. Then she reached out and touched Amara's cheek. Her fingers burned like ice. A faint mark of pale light flickered where she touched. "You touched me. You pulled me out when no one else would. The river will not forget this." Amara frowned. "What did you say?" But the woman was already standing, not like a weak person. She rose with a kind of grace that did not look human at all. Her dress no longer clung like a wet cloth. It flowed, like mist, around her legs. She turned toward the forest. "Thank you, child of clay." Amara blinked. "Clay?" The woman smiled faintly. "You will understand. Ogwunta remembers you now." And just like that, she walked away into the trees. No dripping footsteps, no squelching mud, no sound at all. Amara stood there shaking. The river was silent. Too silent. She grabbed her firewood with trembling hands and ran home. That night, Amara could not sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw that woman's face. Too perfect, too calm, too other. She tossed and turned on her raffia mat. The compound was quiet. The moon hung low. Then she heard it, very faint at first, like a distant hum. Splash. Amara opened her eyes. The sound came again. Splash, splash. But the river was far away. Why did it sound so close? She sat up slowly. Her heart pounded. Then she heard it. The thing that would change everything. Her name being called softly from somewhere. Voice. Soft. Sweet. Amara. Her blood turned cold. She swallowed. "No, no, no." The voice came again. Closer this time. "Amara. Come. Come back to the water." Amara jumped to her feet and ran to her mother's hut. She burst in, almost tripping over a stool. "Mama, Mama, please wake up." Neka sat up immediately, her mother's instincts sharper than sleep. "Amara, what is it? Why are you shaking like this?" Amara couldn't hold back the tears. She fell to her knees. "Mama, the river. Something is calling my name." Her mother froze. Slowly, very slowly, she took Amara's face in her hands. That was when she saw it. On Amara's cheek, a faint pale mark, like a finger of light had traced her skin. Neka's breath caught in her throat. "Oh, no." Her voice was shaking. "Amara, what did you do? Tell me, from the beginning. Leave nothing out." Amara told her everything. The firewood, the woman in the water, the strange eyes, the cold hands, the way the river moved, the words. The river will not forget this. When she finished, silence filled the room like smoke. Neka stood up slowly. Her legs almost failed her. She leaned against the wall, eyes filled with fear. And something else. Guilt. It has started again. Amara looked up. "Mama, what do you mean again?" Neka closed her eyes. A tear slipped down her cheek. "When I was about your age, the river took my sister." Amara's heart stopped. "What?" Neka nodded slowly, voice breaking. "She also helped someone by the river. A stranger. A woman who was too beautiful to be real. We thought she was doing a good thing. We praised her kindness." Neka looked straight into Amara's eyes. 3 nights later, the river called her name, and she answered. Amara covered her mouth. "Where is she now?" Neka's voice dropped to a whisper. Ogwunta kept her. The wind outside suddenly sounded colder. The next morning, Neka did not waste time. She wrapped a wrapper tightly around her waist, tied Amara's scarf properly, and together they went to the shrine of the village priest. The shrine was not far, but the journey felt endless. The air around that place was heavy with old prayers. Cowrie shells hung from the doorway. The smell of burnt herbs and palm oil filled the air. The priest, Dibia Okafor, was an old man with sharp eyes that saw more than they revealed. He listened to Amara's story without interrupting once. When she finished, he stared at the mark on her cheek for a long, silent moment. Then he sighed deeply. The river has marked her. Neka swallowed hard. Can it be removed? The priest shook his head slowly. No. When one of the river's daughters touches you with gratitude, you belong to Ogwunta in some way. But all hope is not lost. Amara's voice trembled. What? What does the river want from me? The priest's eyes softened. The river always collects its debts, but sometimes you can negotiate how it collects. He reached behind him, took a small calabash filled with grey ash, and pressed it into Amara's hand. When the river calls your name again, and it will, you must run here, to this shrine. Do not answer, do not speak, and most importantly, do not look back, not even if it sounds like the voice of your mother, not even if it cries like a baby. Spirits know the voice you love most. They will use it against you. Amara clutched the calabash to her chest. And if I fail, the priest's face darkened, then Ogwunta will take what it believes is its own. For 3 days after that, there was silence. Too much silence. Even the river seemed to be holding its breath. Amara tried to act normal. She helped her mother cook, swept the compound, carried water, played with younger children. But sometimes, when she passed by a bowl of water, the surface would shiver on its own. Sometimes when she bent over a pot, she thought she saw eyes staring back at her. At night, she barely slept. Her mother kept a lamp burning until dawn, whispering prayers under her breath. On the 4th night, it began again. They were lying down. The compound was quiet. The moon was bright. Then, splash. Amara's eyes snapped open. She waited. Splash, splash. This time it was louder, closer, as if water was being poured somewhere inside their compound. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Then, voice, soft, sweet, almost musical. Amara. A cold sweat covered her skin. The calabash beside her mat trembled slightly on its own. Amara, you helped me. Come and receive your blessing. Amara squeezed her eyes shut. Her breath came in short gasps. She felt her mother's hand grab hers tightly. Neka's voice was a sharp whisper. Do not answer. No matter what you hear, do not answer. The voice outside changed. It grew softer, more familiar, sounding exactly like Neka. Amara, it's me. Open the door, my child. Amara's stomach twisted. It sounded just like her mother, the same tone, the same gentle way she said, my child. Tears filled Amara's eyes. Mama, it sounds like you. Neka squeezed her hand harder. It is not me. Do you hear my voice here with you? Then whatever is outside is not your mother. The knocking began. Slow, steady, boom, boom, boom. The door shook. The calabash beside Amara glowed faintly. The voice outside dropped the sweetness. It grew deep, rough, angry. Amara, you touched me. You owe me. Come out. Neka jumped to her feet. She quickly tied a red cloth around Amara's waist, grabbed the calabash and pushed it into her hands. Her own eyes were wet with tears now. Run to the shrine now. Use the back door. Do not look back. No matter what you hear, no matter who calls, no matter if you hear me screaming, you keep running. Do you understand? Amara shook, sobbing. Mama, I'm scared. Neka touched her face gently. I lost my sister to that river. I will not lose my daughter. Go. The door shook harder. Dust fell from the ceiling. Amara swallowed, clutched the calabash to her chest, and ran. The night outside was darker than it should have been. The moon, which had been bright a moment earlier, slipped behind thick clouds. Amara's bare feet slapped the earth as she sprinted through the narrow path behind their compound. Crickets went silent. Owls stopped hooting. The world seemed to be listening. Then she heard it. Footsteps. Not on the ground. Around her. Like something huge was moving through the air itself. Voice gentle, this time like her grandmother. "Amara, where are you running to, my child? Let me bless you." She bit her lips so hard she tasted blood. "Do not answer, do not look back. Do not answer, do not look back." The shrine was still far ahead. She could just make out the faint outline of the sacred tree beside it. The footsteps grew louder. Sometimes they sounded behind her, sometimes in front, sometimes to her left. She caught a glimpse from the corner of her eye of a shadow running beside her, but there was no body, just a long, dark shape stretching across the ground like wet ink. The voice changed again. This time it sounded like her little cousin, Chica, crying, "Sister Amara, wait for me. I am scared." Tears blurred Amara's vision. Her chest burned, her legs ached. But she kept running. The road seemed to stretch longer and longer. The shrine grew no closer. The spirit was playing with her sense of distance. Then the voice grew monstrous, deep, echoing, everywhere at once, roaring, "Stop running!" A sudden wind slammed into her back, almost throwing her forward. She stumbled, fell to her knees, almost dropped the calabash. Her hand hit a small stone, skin tearing. Pain shot through her palm. The calabash slid forward in the dust. As she scrambled for it, she felt something cold brush the back of her neck. A hand, long, wet, wrong. She grabbed the calabash and staggered back to her feet. The shrine was close now, very close. She could see a dim light flickering from inside. The voice shifted one last time, this time sounding exactly like her mother. So perfect, so desperate. "Amara, please, come back. They took me. They're dragging me to the river. Amara, don't leave me. Turn around." Amara's body screamed to turn. Her heart tore in two. For a brief second, her foot slowed. Then she remembered Nika's real voice. "If you hear me screaming, keep running." With a sob, Amara squeezed her eyes shut and sprinted the last few steps. Just as she reached the threshold of the shrine, she felt a presence right behind her, breathing down her neck, cold and heavy, like standing in a waterfall made of ice. A shadow fell over her. Long fingers reached forward, almost closing around her shoulder. Amara did the only thing she knew. She lifted the calabash high and let it fall. The clay shattered on the ground. Immediately, a blinding white light burst out, washing over everything. The shadow behind her screamed, not a human scream. A sound like 1,000 voices crying at once, a sound that shook leaves from trees and sent sleeping birds flying in panic. For a brief moment, Amara saw it. Not fully, not clearly, but enough. The outline of the woman she had saved. Her eyes burning like cold fire, her lower body twisting into dark water, like her legs were made of river current instead of flesh. The light burned her. She shrieked, her form twisting violently before exploding into mist. The wind swallowed the sound and carried it away. Then everything went quiet. The light faded. The night returned. Amara collapsed at the doorway of the shrine, sobbing, her body shaking so hard she could barely breathe. A gentle hand touched her shoulder. "Stand up, child." She looked up at Dibia Okafor, tears streaming down her face. He helped her inside. The shrine felt different now, warmer, safer, but Amara's heart still raced. "Is it gone?" The priest sighed. "For now. The ash was old, powerful. It pushed her back, but it did not destroy her." Amara swallowed. "Why is she after me? I only helped her." The priest looked at the mark on her cheek, still faintly glowing. "That is exactly why, Amara. You did something most humans never do. You helped a spirit. Freely." He sat down slowly. In the world of spirits, kindness is not a small thing. Debts of kindness are powerful. When you pulled her out of the water, you interrupted whatever judgment Ogunta had for her. You interfered with the river's will. Amara's lips trembled. So now the river wants to punish me? The priest shook his head. No, not punish. Claim. He touched the ground with his finger, drawing a small circle. The river now sees you as someone who belongs to its story. It can choose to take your life. Or, he looked up at her quietly, or it can give you a role. Amara frowned. A role? The priest nodded. Some people are swallowed by the river, some become its servants, and a rare few become its messengers. Amara felt a chill. Messengers, the priest's voice softened. Yes, people who walk between two worlds, clay and water, human and spirit, protectors, warners, those who feel the river's anger before others and who can plead on behalf of the ignorant. Amara shook her head, tears spilling again. But I didn't ask for this. I just wanted to help. The priest's eyes were kind but firm. The spirit world does not always wait for our permission, Amara, but it is better to be a messenger than a meal. Silence filled the shrine. Outside, somewhere far away, the river murmured softly, not angry, not calm, watching, always watching. The priest placed a string of cowries in Amara's hand. Go home now. Your mother is waiting. For tonight, you are safe. But remember, the river does not forget. Soon it will ask you to choose. Amara looked up slowly. Choose what? The priest's voice dropped to a whisper. Whether you will live as an ordinary village girl, or accept that you were never ordinary the moment you pulled that woman from the water. Amara stared at the cowries in her palm. For the first time in her life, she felt truly afraid of her own kindness. As she stepped out of the shrine, a cool breeze brushed her cheek, right where the mark glowed. And from the direction of the river, faint and distant, almost gentle, she heard a voice, soft, echoing, child of clay, we are not done. That, my dear listener, was the night the river chose Amara. Whether it chose her for protection or for something darker, that is a story for another midnight. Moral of the story, kindness is powerful, but it must be wise. Not every cry for help is human, and not every spirit you meet wishes you well. Listen to warnings, trust your instincts, and remember, even the river has eyes. The end. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss future stories from us. Bye for now.